Hey, Donna.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
Seems like with the roll around of September, everything has just gotten busy again.
I know, right? Can't believe conference is almost here. What the heck?
I know. I think it's gonna be great though. We're
Yeah.
having so much interest already. I guess we're supposed to have 40 people here at the webinar today.
Oh,
Awesome.
good. I just sent out an update too,
Yeah.
like almost about an hour ago, just to remind everybody
Good.
that we have the webinar today. So hopefully we'll get either some new people or people will remember to log in.
Brandy, did you see the note that I just sent you as well? Has the categories.
Maria, you have your Halloween costume on?
I'm getting ready for annual conference. Can't wait.
I know I need to go find my taco costume.
And we
No
can all talk
repeats.
about it.
No, I meant for the picture, so she's got hers on screen. Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm not. Brandy, we have been discussing our Halloween costume for a year at this point, and the fact that it's being delivered is to say something. So everybody
Yeah.
on the phone, watch out for the best group costume. So
I'm excited to see what you guys come up with this year.
well, I shouldn't set that high of expectations. I should probably lower the bar, but there was a group discussion. So
Awesome.
Maria, I love that the picture has Tony photobombing you in the background. too.
Right?
That's pretty awesome.
You know, there's no good picture without a bag of Cheetos behind you.
and the use of his sunglasses for the Chester Cheeto guy was awesome as well. So
Yep. Sometimes.
it was a very fun event.
I think we're gonna top it this year, though.
Of course we are.
There's no doubt. Wait till you guys, I'm not gonna give anything away, but I just know what some of the power pitches are gonna be this year. And people aren't gonna wanna leave their seats, so.
Yeah, I need to connect with you on that, Julie. I gotta figure out what some other things are going on. I know you can't share too much, but love a little bit of ideas.
Yes, no, happy to chat with you about that for sure. That's so for everybody that's dialing in, anybody that's been there before, we work really closely with our sponsors on their power pitches so that everybody has a unique experience. So it's fun.
Oh, cool. Because the only reason I knew about it was buying.
We're just at 10:31, Brandy.
Yeah. I'll give it a couple more minutes. It looks like people are still dialing in. And I know everybody's super excited about hearing me yammer on for an hour, but there are some interesting things. So
For sure.
Ryan,
don't
that's a
yammer.
background, huh?
You don't yammer.
I guess it depends on how many beverages I've had, right?
Yeah, my aunt knew that I was at a concert this weekend and I had been drinking because allegedly my post on Instagram used some foul language and she said I only do that when I'm drinking.
That's fair.
Hey, you know, whatever happens. I won't use the language here because it would not be appropriate, but it was Keith Urban, so let's just be honest, it was pretty legit.
All right, well, it looks like we have a pretty, I've got two screens going on now, so there's quite a few people on, so we'll just go ahead and get started, but welcome to the conference webinar. I get to do this every year and it's actually pretty fun because it reminds me of how far we come every year and how much fun we usually have. So first of all, I want to encourage everyone to download the Hoover app. I have no idea how to pronounce it. It's Hoover, I don't know, whatever, but it's got a whole bunch of information on it and it can connect you with some of this with everyone that's going to the conference, the speakers. give you a lot of information about what's going on. So please download the Whova app. So I guess the question is, why is SWPTA so special? And it is a unique conference. And I've heard that there were one or two that tried to emulate what we do, and it didn't necessarily work out for their region. So I think this is the only place you're going to get a conference like this is SWPTA. And the networking opportunities, both personally and professionally, you don't get anywhere else. It is a very network-centric conference, and everybody's in the same room. It's small enough so that you can develop relationships with new people. And I've never been to one of these conferences where I didn't make a new friend or learn about something new. So that's going to be the same always. And another unique part of SWPTA is that we don't have a show floor. All of our sponsors are given time to present their products and present their products to the room and all the people in it. And Julie does a fantastic job of making sure that they are fun presentations, often with prizes and almost always with audience participation. So it is a very unique and very fun experience if you haven't been to one of our conferences. So I do want to remind everybody that we have a lot of scholarships. So if you or anyone you know is having trouble getting to Las Vegas, please apply for a scholarship. If you are an agency, municipality, airport, any one of those types of agencies, and you haven't been before, you can come for free. You and a friend can come for free. And then also, if you bring a lot of people, like the city of Las Vegas does, if you register 3 people and pay for them, then you get 1 for free. So we try to make it very affordable and very accessible. And if anyone has any trouble getting to the conference that wants to come, please reach out to a board member or anyone. We'll do everything we can to make sure you can get here. So accommodations, we are downtown. We are not on the Strip. The Strip is its own little animal, and downtown is funky. Some people would say seedy. I guess it depends on what type of the night you're out. It has a little bit more soul, and it has much more character than the Strip does. And we're going to be staying at the Golden Nugget. Rooms are $95 a night for the rooms. They have a great pool. They even have sharks. So if you're one of those kind of people, you can swim through the sharks because they have a slide that goes down through it. I don't think you can swim with them. I wouldn't recommend trying it. So we're going to start the evening. We're going to start out on Monday. Yes, on Monday afternoon with Top Golf. We used to have a golf tournament, and it was maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 people that came in early to go golfing. And then we started to have it at Top Golf, and they built it down on the Strip, and that has become an extremely popular event. Usually always over 100, sometimes close to 200 people attend that event. There's food, again, lots of networking, lots of golf games, lots of laughing, lots of catching up with your friends. And we do that on Monday afternoon. And typically what we've done in the past is we have then graduated to a president's reception back at the hotel, but we figured that we would probably not do that this year, and we would give our sponsors and other vendors an opportunity to have evening events on Monday evening, so that if any of our vendors or sponsors want to take some of our people out, or if you want a night off to sort of go around and visit downtown and all the things that it has to offer, then you can do that on Monday night. So we don't start early because we know that we're in Vegas, and we provide a lot of fun in the evening times. So when it comes to the conference, you can roll in probably 8:30, 9, something like that. And then we'll start in with the presentations right after that. One of the cool things that we're going to do this year that Julie set up is we're going to have a power hour on each one of the days. And the power hour is going to be sort of like speed dating, only everybody's going to split up into groups, and you're going to go to a certain sponsor's table and you're going to hear their pitch. And you don't want to skip out on it because, again, I said earlier, and I cannot stress enough how much work Julie puts into this and getting the sponsors to do something fun and engaging that's also educational. So if you are not there, you're going to miss a lot. So we have power hour both Tuesday and Wednesday, and there may be some requirement to attend that to get into some of the other events that we have. So please plan please make that a priority for when you come. Our evening event, which we typically have on Tuesday night, this time we will be renting out the entire pool deck of the Plaza Casino. So the whole pool deck will be ours. And we have some really, really fun activities, not including swimming. They wanted me to make sure to tell you that you cannot go swimming in the pool because there's going to be a lot of alcohol. So no swimming. We don't want anybody to drown.
Yeah.
We are going to have some games, and some of the games may or may not involve flippers, pantyhose, duct tape. So anyway, just realize that you're going to have some fun at some of our games. We're also going to have a Halloween costume contest, which is going to be sponsored by our Diamond sponsors, which is a new level of sponsorship this year. And we have 4 companies that have stepped up to be absolutely fabulous Diamond sponsors. And those are Flowbird, Duncan McCarthy, and Flash Parking. So they get to sponsor and judge a costume contest. So each one of these categories can be a group or individual. And Flowbird is sponsoring the funniest. Duncan is sponsoring the best use of Swap the Orange. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm wearing Swap the Orange. McCarthy, the best overall. And Flash has not given us a topic yet, or a category yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be interesting. So now you know who the sponsors are. You can start your bribes early, and you can start planning for what your costume is going to be, because there are some really, really, really amazing prizes. One is 2 hours at Top Golf, 2-night hotel stay at the Golden Nugget, a 2-night hotel stay at the Plaza with a $100 gift certificate for their steakhouse, the Oscar Steakhouse, which is a rotating, no, it doesn't rotate, but it's a circular steakhouse that's right at the end of the Fremont Street Experience, and it is definitely fun to go eat there. And there's going to be more to come. So really, you're going to be, we really encourage you to participate in that stuff because we do have some really, really great prizes. So another thing before we lose anybody is I want to make sure that you guys all know that we have our annual award ceremony. And we have 5 categories of awards, and we really would like to see some more submissions. We have best overall parking program. We have best parking structure, newer restoration, parking employee of the year, emerging leader of the year, or parking leader of the year. And to be honest, if you want to submit for something that's not one of these, submit it anyway, because if you are doing something cool that you think should be recognized, we want to recognize you. So please, please, please encourage your organizations and others to submit for those events. And then we're also going to do a swag swap, which we do at the end of every SWPTA. And it has gotten so huge that some people may almost need another suitcase to take stuff home, because everyone brings a bunch of swag from their university, their city, their company, and there are tables and tables and tables of it that are up for grabs at the end of the conference. Again, that may or may not be one of the things that you have to attend a power hour to be eligible for. So that's all the fun stuff. But I will say also that we've gotten a lot of accolades because of our food. We do not skimp on food. You will get a hot breakfast, a full breakfast, you'll get full lunch, and we always make sure that we take care of everyone's appetites. Again, considering the amount of Vegas-like activities we sponsor, we need to make sure you have full bellies before you go out. So now I'm going to go over, does anybody have any questions about anything before I start going over some of the sessions? No? Suggestions, comments, complaints? All right, so we'll move on to the sessions. Now in the sessions, CAP credit is going to be awarded for most, if not all of the sessions. We haven't submitted them yet, but we will. So you'll see the schedule update in the app, which everyone has told me that they're going to download, whether they think they did or not. And one of the first ones, we're going to open the conference with Cindy Campbell from IPMI, because she is a great speaker. She's very engaging, and she has written this presentation just for us. So we will be the guinea pigs. But last year, if anyone was there, we talked about the 4 different personality types. And everybody had a dot that they went through the conference with. If you were yellow, I remember I was yellow, and that was supposed to be the party group. So we like yellow. But this time we're going to talk about introverts versus extroverts. And the extroverts they're always in the front, in the front of the room. They're always speaking. They're always attention grabbers, but there is a lot of people that are introverts and sometimes they're misunderstood. So we're going to spend some time with Cindy exploring the power of introverts. The next thing that we're going to hear is Maria from the city of Las Vegas has put together, and Andy with Laz have put together an amazing presentation about the Formula One Grand Prix race that's coming to Las Vegas. So that's going to be a presentation with Tim Garrity, the transportation manager from the race, with the LVCVA, which is the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. And Lisa Motley was very instrumental in getting the Grand Prix to Las Vegas in the first place. And then someone from Kimley Horn, and they'll talk about what it took to get it here, and then how we're going to handle shutting down Las Vegas Boulevard and all those streets, and how we're going to handle all the traffic and the logistics around a Formula One race, which apparently is going to be staying in Las Vegas. And then when we have lunch, Julie's going to talk about why it costs to park. So we all, to some degree, know why we charge for parking, but this session is going to give us some tools for when we have to go out to constituents and other people and talk about why we charge for parking. We're also going to have an airport trends panel, and this is going to be a really interesting panel because it includes Jackson Hole, which is the only airport that operates out of a national park, and also LAX, which is one of the largest and most busiest airports in the world. So it'll be interesting to hear the challenges and the programs that they each put on. One's a very small airport that's very unique, and the other one's a really, really large airport that has a lot going on. We're going to have a university panel. We haven't quite finished fleshing that one out, but universities always have great stories to tell. So there's going to be more on that as we finalize the agenda. And then we're going to hear from Kathy Thomas, who's the Director of Community Service from the City of Las Vegas, and Abby Jacobin, who's the Deputy Director of Finance for the City of Las Vegas. And they have done presentations on equity, diversity, and inclusivity. And we chose to ask them to come, not because they have parking expertise. They honestly don't know a whole lot about parking, but they do know a lot about diversity and equity and what it means. And they're very good at explaining from the ground up how you make that part of your organization and why you should make it part of your organization. They're also going to talk about tokenism, which if you don't know what that is, you'll find out during the presentation, because it's a hot button topic for parking. And we'll talk about what the future of parking is. I think some people are old enough to have watched Johnny Carson and his little bit that he did as Karnak. This little bit that he did as Karnak. We may be doing something like that during this panel, but you're going to hear some people talk about where they think the parking industry is headed. And then we're going to have we're going to close it out with the municipal parking panel. And we're going to hear from Genevieve Rowe, the City of Beverly Hills, Keith Hutchings, the City of Detroit, Dylan Friend with the City of Minneapolis, and Zaporia Edmonds from the City of New Orleans. And if there are 4 cities that are more different, I don't know what they are. So hearing about personal experiences and issues from all 4 of those cities is going to be really, really interesting. And they're also engaging speakers as well. So that's going to be fun. So that's kind of it for the speaking panels. And I want to thank our amazing sponsors. And I mentioned that we have 4 diamond level sponsors who are Flash Parking, Flowbird, Duncan, and McCarthy. But we also have a ton of other sponsors. Our premier sponsors are Parker Technologies, Ames, IPS, Sensen, Ski Data, Index, SP Plus, and we have a whole bunch of other sponsors that come in and support this conference. Because as you can see from what I told you, and because you are going to download the app and you're going to see all the activities that we have, it's a very well-rounded conference. There's a lot of fun. And it also, as you can probably imagine, is a very expensive conference to put on. And that is all thanks to our sponsors, who are just absolutely amazing. And on top of that, they have to put together a show basically for when they do their presentations for us. So it's a lot of work. and a lot of money from our sponsors. So I honestly want to thank them. And I also want to thank Julie Dixon for being the one that makes the sponsorship what it is for this conference. Right? So those are all my prepared remarks, and I know that we have an hour. I don't really want to speak for an hour, but if anybody has any questions, or Julie, do you have anything you want to add that I missed?
You know, the only thing I'll add, Brandy, and it's because I get to talk about SWPTA all around the world. The one thing, and I think those that have attended in the past will tell you, and Brandy's really alluded to this, is the relationships that you develop. Just this morning, I had a vendor that wanted to be a sponsor, and I let them know that sponsorships were closed. However, when they attend, I think they'll understand the value of the attendance. And it really comes down to the one thing I've heard from all of our fellow attendees is that they come out of there really understanding what we talk about the SWPTA ride or die mentality, is that you really come out of there with connections and relationships. And so I do really encourage you all to attend all of the activities and all of the sessions. Truthfully, never leave your seat, because there's always prizes being given as well, which I really, again, am so grateful. But beyond the sponsorship levels, our sponsors bring prizes to their sessions as well. And usually they're pretty generous prizes, quite honestly. So I just think that relationship aspect, one of the things that I know that my fellow SWPTians, I don't know if that's a word, but we'll make that one now, is that when we go to conferences, the national level, we all tend to hang together at those conferences because of the relationships that we established at the SWPTA conference. And I'm so grateful for, the last decade plus of time involved with SWPTA, because just some of the greatest people in the parking industry have been engaged with this association. And if you're new to the industry, this is definitely the place to come. It's a safe environment, it's a fun environment, and one in which you can ask any question. And I guarantee you that we'll find somebody in the room that can help you out, or know someone that can help you out. So I just really appreciate that. And our board is one that is so engaged and so involved. I so appreciate that. And we also got to give a shout out to our SWPTA coordinator, Yael, who has come on to the association this year and is really she's available to us and to you. And she's really helping people get registered for the conference. If you have any questions, several people have brought up questions of things that we hadn't thought of before. And that's where she put into the chat, we have a spouse rate, so that if for those of you who have a spouse or companion that are looking to attend the conference, we make sure to include them so that they can attend our social events. And I know some of you might go to a conference and think, I'm not bringing a Halloween costume to something. I don't want to look a fool. I will guarantee you that if you're not in the costume, you will look a fool, because it's really about involvement. And if you saw the picture that Maria had on her screen, Maria came dressed last year in one of the most creative costumes I've ever seen. She came as a SWPTA swag box, and there it is, and just blew us all out. And so no matter how big or how small, definitely participate and be involved. And just know that even if you're coming solo, you're never alone at SWPTA, I promise you, because everybody's really there to be engaged and to be involved. So we really encourage that participation. And we included all of our email addresses in the chat box. Yale just threw her cell phone number down in there as well. Ask any questions leading up to the conference, and know that inside the conference room, typically it is cold. For those of you that maybe have that acclimation of temperature from outside in Vegas to inside in Vegas, and just make sure that you bring a sweater if needed for inside as well, because it can get chilly. And yes, the Whova app is the tool that we use for the conference. So that's everything I had, Brandy. Back to you.
All right, thank you, thank you. Does anyone, Yale, did we get everything?
Yes, I think so. The only other thing is, if you need to book your hotel room, we do have group rates. I think Brandy mentioned it, but we did put the link up. Make sure you get your rate, because it is better than booking on your own. So feel free to use the link, and I look forward to seeing everybody.
All right, does anybody else have anything to say? Our social media queen, Maria, you got anything?
No, other than just follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter if you want to know all the tea of what's going on in the parking industry.
And
Thank
it's
you,
also not crazy. Some people come straight from the airport to Topgolf. I will say that has happened many times. So if that's the easiest way to get there, we did shift Topgolf to start a little bit later in the day for on that Monday, and you will be able to check in and get your credentials there. But if you are coming straight from the airport, I know we can figure out a place to put your suitcase and or bag. And if there's anybody who's looking to carpool from the Golden Nugget to get to Topgolf, you know, please just reach out to one of us. We can definitely use the Hoova app where you can leverage the messaging to everybody else to see if anybody wants to connect and carpool down there. But like I said, you'll start to recognize and see fellows swap the faces so that we can also leverage getting folks back and forth to Topgolf. Usually getting back's never a challenge because everybody's usually bundling up in Ubers and such as well. So Donna, anything? Andy, Donovan?
You know what, I will just add, as someone who was only been in the industry for a few years, that swapped it, for those of you that are new, I will reiterate what Julie said. This is the best foot in the pond to be able to meet some great people and learn. We all have so much learning to do always. Our sessions are going to be great this year, and I think we'll have a lot of fun while learning to be able to bring back to our agencies.
I'll just say the conferences are always super fun and they get better every year. And obviously this year is no exception. It's definitely going to be even better this year. So come out. And I've also done the airport straight to the Topgolf, and I had no trouble. They checked in my luggage like it was a hotel. So it was totally cool. Hope to see everybody there.
All right, so one last shout out before we go. I would like to call out Poppy from Pay by Phone, who is not on our board, but she has taken responsibility for planning the evening event at the Plaza Pool Deck. And honestly, she has put a ton of work into it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Poppy, I've sort of given a couple of teasers. Do you want to add anything?
No, I don't want to give anything away. I think that we should just leave it as it is. You've given enough of a tease, but I don't work for Pay by Phone, though I do work for T2. Just
Oh, sorry.
FYI, no problem.
I didn't want to correct her on that one, but yes, we appreciate the participation. And speaking of board, you will all be seeing a call for nominations very soon as well. If you're interested in being involved in the Swap the Board, you'll see that announcement coming out. And also another push for the SWPTA Awards too is don't forget to submit for that. And I love that Maria put my dog's picture up on her screen as well at this point too. So, yeah, definitely being involved. Poppy's a great example of you don't even have to be on the board to be involved. We really appreciate it. And definitely, like I said, we wouldn't be here without the dynamic board that we have. So, and many of them are here on the meeting today.
All right, well, I know you guys all have an hour blocked out on your calendar, so I never met anyone that objects to having an extra 30 minutes back in their life. So unless there are any other comments or questions or anything like that, I will hang out. But other than that, thank you very much. It's great to see everybody, and we hope to see you next month.
Brandy.
Thank you all.
Have a swaptastic day.
Oh, I love that. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Brandy. Thanks, Julie.
Bye.
You guys are the best. Looking forward to it.
Thanks,
Thank
Nick.
you. Awesome.
No one wanted to stay.
Good job, Brandy. Good job, Julie.
I know that was a staggering number of people that attended, which
That was
is,
a lot of people. Yeah.
31.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Why did I
really
think Poppy
awesome.
worked for Pay by Phone?
You know what? I get it confused all the time. So that's why I just don't say it.
I shouldn't have, but I said it because I don't remember how to pronounce her last name. So that was
No, that's
that.
why I just, you in meetings, I'll never refer, because I agree. I thought she worked for Pay by Phone as well. So I have confused it countless times.
It
So
must be the connection with Carmen.
Yeah, I think that's what it
that's
is.
fair.
Yeah,
They're always together too. And then
yeah.
Yale, I have to get, fuck, that was a major faux pas, excuse me. So I have to get caught up, but if I saw correctly with the last payment, has everyone paid? Like is there one left?
So we have ski data, which we're working on getting
Yep,
them the
I saw that.
information.
Yep.
And then SP Plus Ernesto.
Yeah, okay.
He did respond to my last email, said he was gonna check with his AP, but we just have those two outstanding.
those two.
Everyone else is
That's
paid. Yeah.
Unbelievable. So that's awesome. Okay, that works. And then since I do have this group, so I think Andy, okay, this is where I need this vote on. Andy, you came up with, instead of having the Yeti, like the Yeti mug, I thought was legit. And then my question to you all is, should the mug be orange with black writing or black with orange writing?
I like black with orange writing.
I do too.
Honestly.
Okay, everybody's good with that. Andy, you're smiling. Yeah, that's good.
I think
And
these are
then-
going to be collectors too. Like, I'm not a sponsor and I want one.
Well, so
Yeah,
let
we
me
should
ask,
have.
that's where I was gonna go was, should I make a board member Yeti? Because the fact is, like, with what everybody does, what do you guys, I mean, honestly, we're honestly gonna save money, quite frankly, compared to
Yeah.
what we spend the past years, even with the customization on the screens. Should we go ahead and make a board member mug?
Well,
What if
I
we make
I
those-
feel like it's a conflict of interest, but I say yes.
Yeah,
I know,
so
I
what if
was
we make
gonna
those,
say that.
those could be orange with black writing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we could use them.
I'll work on that, and then I'll come back with a proposal for the call on Friday as well. But I thought it's not that significant of of a cost, so I think that it's reasonable. And I'll probably, we were gonna do the fleeces, it was gonna be the number of attendees. I'll probably add a couple of more so that way they get a few to take back to their leadership as well. But once I find out the pricing, we'll come back with that. But the Yeti mug, everybody's good with that?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you for doing that. That was amazing. So, and hopefully now we've got flash parking out from wherever they were hiding their heads. So we'll get them involved, and then we'll be able to finalize everything as well too. So
Are they not
Thanks,
on the
guys.
sponsor list?
so once I'll have Yale with, if it's okay on Friday again, do the confirmation, because by Friday we might have the remaining two confirmed on payment. Is that okay?
Yep.
Great. Thanks, guys. We'll be in touch.
All right.
Okay,
Hey,
bye.
Yale.
Bye.
Bye,
Yale.
everyone.
Yes.
We need to submit the
Agenda.
session descriptions to IPMI for cap credit, and some of them are not in the right format.
Okay.
But I don't remember exactly what that format is. I know you
can-
have to have
I'll
it.
em- Do you want me
Go
to email, I'll email Rachel and ask
Okay.
It
her what
was the
format it's
person
in.
that they yelled at us the other day when I suggested it was Rachel. It was the other
Catherine.
person. Yeah. The
Yeah.
one in charge, Federici, right?
Yes.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I knew I got in trouble when I suggested that we email Rachel, and somebody was like, "No, it's not her." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, very good.
I'll email her and ask her what format, and then I just haven't sent it yet. Julie did mention it on our last call, but because it's not complete, I just haven't sent it yet.
Okay, I know that there's some, we're gonna have to go back to the people that drafted them and say, and ask them to retool it. So, but I don't mind doing that. I just didn't want to do it until I knew what the rules were. So.
I'll send her an email and I'll copy you just so we'll
Okay.
get the response at the same time, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
And then Brandy, I don't know if Allison mentioned to you, I'm trying to get Ken Husting to the conference, and I might end up switching my position on the Johnny Carson session with
Okay.
Ken Hustings potentially, because I think that'll be a win as well. Oh, look, and here comes John Mendoza.
And here comes
So-
Flash. Okay, we can hold him. He's with Flash, so he gets to decide what the costume contest is.
Oh, that's fair. Although while you're asking him, hi, John.
Hi, John.
I
Let's
am
see.
so sorry I'm late.
That's all right. You missed it all, but we have a question for you. We're putting you on the spot.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Well, you guys are.
So,
Go
yes, we
ahead.
have, so, well, Jim has responded in electronically. The meeting's over, but now you get to get into the fun stuff. So, Flash has not confirmed. You guys, because you're a diamond sponsor, you get all sorts of cool benefits, one of which is the costume contest category that you're gonna sponsor. And the one that right now that the committee wants you to be the sponsor of is best use of parking in the theme. But the other options that we'd also put in front of you was scariest. And the other one could be, right now we have funniest, best use of swap to orange, and best overall. And so scariest was one of the other categories, and I'll have to look at the other one that I gave to you guys. Do you remember, Donna? There was one more.
I don't, because I was voting for the best parking theme.
I know, that's why I was
I don't remember the
taking
other
your I was taking your request, and I've amped that one up. So let me look here
It's-
really quick because I have
It's
it in my.
funniest